Hi Pisces, welcome to your monthly tarot reading with me, Raphael.rey from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. So just want to say thank you so much for all of your continued support, all of your likes, shares, subscribes, comments. It means so much. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to click the notification button so that you can get notified every time I post a video. If you haven't already, don't forget to check out your Key to the Eclipses video. Although we've already had one, there are still 2 more to come, and I hope that you'll find some of the information relevant and pertinent. And finally, there is a mini series that I've done called Retrogradia, which is going to happen off the back of these eclipses, and probably, well, it will start just before the 3rd eclipse. So check it out, because I think there's going to be some really important information for all of us in them. Those are up and out already, so if you haven't seen them, get over and take a look. So before we start, my dear Pisceans, should I say, I would like to bless both of these decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, your actions and your interactions with the world at large in the month of August 2018. So you've got the 4 of Cups. So this is good. The 4 of Cups usually represents a happy surprise that we're about to take, that's about to come into our lives. So your actions and your interactions is about the steps that you take, the actions that you take, but it can also be about your enterprise and your business, what you do in the world and how you do it. So the 4 of Cups, like I said, is a happy surprise coming your way. So yay Pisces, awesome for this month. But it also represents the attitude of gratitude. It reminds you that to continually draw all of the best to you in your life, you need to foster that attitude of gratitude. You need to make sure that you are sending the highest vibe out there. Also, you need to demonstrate to the people that you love and care most about, but also the people that you come into contact with. And the reason I say that is because this month, there'll be people that you come into contact with that you don't know. There are people, there's new people that are coming into your life, that are coming into your lifescape this month. And it's really important that you have that happy-go-lucky, positive Pisces energy about you, that you are demonstrating how grateful you are to and for life, that you are demonstrating how much skill you have when it comes to creativity, when it comes to love, when it comes to emotions. This is a month effectively to put your best foot forward, because you have no idea what's just round the corner waiting for you, and it's really bright, it's really positive. Like I said, the 4 of Cups brings you something that you don't anticipate. It's like a little blessing that comes and just says, ping, this is for you. And you want to make sure you're putting your best foot forward. Sometimes how we receive a gift says more about what we do with that gift, you know, and that might sound odd, and I guess what I mean is, you know, sometimes you can take something, you're like, oh thanks so much, and then you kind of put it to the side. Take it and run with it, because it might well be the sort of blessing, you know, that you didn't anticipate could turn into something else, could turn into something really lucrative. It's just really important to show people that you have, that you are a really grateful person, that you are a really open person. You know, who better than a Pisces to do that? So lovely, you know. And you guys are going to have to let me know what it is, what your little surprise is that happens this month. It will be something that really makes you go, oh, you know, that's really nice. Thank you so much. Okay, so your money and your materials this month. You got the Page of Swords. So, interesting, because the Page of Swords reminds you not to use your words as weapons. It reminds you to be sharp of mind. This month, you're being asked to really invest your time and your mind and your intellect in your finances. You're being asked to think really long and hard about what it is that you spend, how it is that you spend it, and more importantly, what you spend your money on. Are you getting some benefit from the things that you're buying, from the things that you're investing your money and your materials into? Because ultimately, this talks about your resources. And this could be your health, it could be your home, it could be your car, it could be your money, your finances, your wealth, your prosperity, your abundance, your attitude towards those things. You know, that's what your money and your materials represents. But when you see the Page of Swords, it's asking you to be really clear in your mind about what it is that you want, about what it is that you need, and to communicate those things through clear expression. When you see the Page of Swords as well, I usually say this is like a precursor to the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is sort of fast, hard, aggressive communication. The Page of Swords kind of gives you a heads up that that could be what this turns into if you're not fully aware. And because it falls in your money and your materials, I kind of see this as a little bit of a warning. Keep an eye on your spending this month. Keep an eye on what you're spending, and more importantly, why you are spending your money on the specific objects, items, or, you know, investments that you are. You know, it's not to say that any of them are bad, but if you have a real clear understanding of why you're buying what you're buying, why you're paying into what you're paying into, it gives you a chance to, one, to reassess those things and see if you're truly getting your money's worth, and two, it gives you an idea of where you may be squandering resources. You know, this is a time to really ask yourself, okay, you know, this offer has come through, but I'm not really putting much time or effort into it, even though it could be quite lucrative for me further down. Also, if you know, you see yourself putting in time and effort for something, ask to be compensated for it. Make sure that you're compensated equally in line with what it is that you put into something. So for those of you that work for yourselves, if you do a project for somebody and they query the price, or, you know, from the offset they say, oh, well, I'm not sure I want to pay that much, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Move on to the next, because somebody will pay what you truly believe your work is worth. And this is why I say to you, you know, that you might have a blessing come your way, or you might have a happy surprise come your way. The reason I say that is because the Page of Swords, like I said, sometimes it can see words going back and forth that are a little bit uncomfortable. And when I see this, what I want to say to you is, it's okay to refuse something. I don't know if any of you have ever seen a film called Unbreakable. And the villain in that film talks about, you know, he has somebody come into his shop and he says, oh, you know, I want to buy that piece. You know, and it's a drawing, and the guy goes through this big speech of what the drawing represents, what it means, what the archetypes are in it. And the guy goes, oh, well, you know, I just want to buy it for my son's 4th birthday. And the guy goes to him, no. And what that is actually about, he's saying, you know what, I could sell it to you and I know you've got the money to buy it, but you don't appreciate it, and I'm not going to sell it to you because I know what its true value is. It's not just about the money, it's about the integrity, it's about the story behind the item. So what I'm saying to you is, this month, be really clear on the service and the quality of service that you offer this month. And if somebody challenges your price or queries your price, just say to them, you know, I get that, maybe it's not something you can afford, maybe it's not something that you feel you want to spend that kind of money on, and that's fine, but I value my work enough to say that I will be compensated this is what the price is, and it's not negotiable. Don't get into trash talk and arguments with them. Just be very firm and resolute in, this is what I offer and this is what it will cost. You know, if you can be that sort of resolute, it will really stop in its tracks any of that, and, you know, to-ing and fro-ing and, oh, well, you know, I'd like to buy what you're offering, but you know, I don't want it at that price or whatever. You know, stamp that out. Just, you know, stand firm and have the integrity and the self-respect to say, this is what my work is worth. You know, whether you're a writer, drawer, painter, you know, a web designer, whatever it is that you do. You know, I've mentioned lots of Piscean things there, lots of artsy things, but, you know, not all Pisceans are creatrix or creators like that. But whatever you do, you know, certainly for those of you that are self-employed, respect and honor your work enough to say, this is what it is worth, and you can either take that or you can move on. It's a good way to put it, I think. Your communications this month. Oh, beautiful. So yeah, in truly owning this and communicating and demonstrating that, it arrives at this. It means that, you know, you're putting out that vibration of, this is what I'm worth, this is what my self-esteem should bring me. You know, what you can earn and how you earn it is directly linked to your self-esteem, I've always believed. In your communications then, you've got the Ten of Cups. This is like one of the lightest and brightest cards in the pack. It's beautiful because it means it's so happy and so bright and so much emotional contentment and wish fulfillment that you can share it with the people that you care about most. So the communications, this kind of says that your communications are blessed this month. You're going to really be able to say what you mean what you say. You're really, even off the back of a Mercury retrograde that's taking place, check out the Retrogradia video. My little promo there. Even off the back of the Mercury retrograde, you know, and all of the eclipse stuff that's going to be taking place, I really believe that you can communicate with people on a really heartfelt level. You know, Mercury in Leo is going to give people that sort of ability anyway, and with the Ten of Cups in your communication sector, it means that your communications, where everybody else's are going to be like yours are just going to be harmonious. They're going to be wonderful. They're going to really see people trying and wanting to promote you and what you do as well. So just, you know, find the best way to communicate who you are and speak from a place of integrity. Your communications are really truly blessed this month, absolutely. And then finally, your heart and your half. So this is your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, family, friends, you know, all of your heartfelt communications and interactions, let's say. Yeah, awesome. So you get the Queen of Pentacles. Who is the Queen of Pentacles to start with? She is an earth sign female, Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo. Somebody that knows how to budget, somebody that is smart, somebody that is, you know, very relentless in their pursuit of what they want, hardworking, grounded, practical. The only drawback to the, you know, to any of the earth signs is that they can be a little bit set in their ways and sometimes even possibly a little bit boring. You know, so they need somebody else, like a water sign or a fire sign, even an air sign, depending on which one, to get them emotive, to get them out there. For those of you that are partnered Pisces, this is going to see you guys really revising your budget. And it's going to see you revising your budget of what you spend, how you spend it, and it's going to see you doing those things so that you can get, one, the most out of what it is that you're spending, and two, so you can focus on a long-term goal. For a lot of you, I kind of feel this is about a home. This is about, you know, where we see ourselves in the future, about our forever home. Where we're going next is the place that we're going to settle into for the rest of our lives. It's going to see you really seeking to do that in a really strong and powerful way. And it's going to see you united. This is going to see, you know, for those of you that are in a partnership or, you know, in a relationship, this is going to see you cementing what your step forward is together. This is you and your partner making a decision of that's where we want to be next, or this is the goal that we have as a couple, and what it's going to take for both of us, you know, what we're both going to have to put in order to reach that goal. For those of you that are single, this looks like a really beautiful month for love. It looks like a really beautiful month just for meeting people, maybe not necessarily settling into a relationship, although if you do settle into a relationship or you do meet someone by surprise, it's probably going to be, I'm getting the feeling of a bookshop. And I mean an actual bookshop, not somewhere that's got Wi-Fi. I'm old school, what can I say? You know, don't get me wrong, I love technology and I love gadgets and all the rest of it. I'm an Aquarian, but I like the old ways, you know. Like I like to put my feet in the grass or in my toes in the sand or in the sea, and I like going to bookshops, you know, where you can get a coffee and sit and read a book. And this is the sort of place that you're going to find that, you know, out in nature, happy surprise, where you just happen to bump into somebody. And the sort of person, if you're single, the kind of relationship or the kind of person that you're going to find yourself being drawn to this month will have a very earthy nature to them. You know, earth is the downward triangle, and it's the downward triangle because it's able to hold on to water. You know, water is free and it's flowing and it follows the gravity. You know, the earth is accepting and it's able to hold that water. And then it, you know, when you combine water and earth, as you've got here, you know, that's when you get true growth, because they're complementary elements. In fact, the only thing really that's lacking in your reading at the moment is fire. You know, the spark, the passion, or the Yeah, or even the application of your personal will. But some really exciting stuff happening here. So you meet somebody, if you're single, you know, in either a natural setting or an old school setting. So, you know, like a bookshop or a library, you know, heaven forbid. You know, if you're single, you could run into somebody in those kinds of places. For those of you that are partnered, this looks really great. Communication is really awesome. But it also sees you cementing some goal and saying, right, we've talked about it before, but now we're making a solid plan. This is where I want to be in this amount of time. So your actions and your money. So you've got a blessing come in, like I said, you know, a happy surprise or some sort of gift coming your way. And, you know, when you mix that with your money and your materials, this is asking you, you know, not just to live off of, not that any of you do, but it's kind of like that saying, I'm not going to live off of handouts, I'm going to live off of my work. And my work has a price tag. My work has, I put a lot of heart and effort and soul. You know, it's about having integrity enough for what you do to say, this is what I choose to be compensated for. And if that doesn't suit you, you can go your way, but something or someone else will bring me that and be prepared to pay what it is that I believe my work is worth. Your money and your materials and your communications looks really blessed. Like I said, whoever goes because they refuse to pay what you're asking, doesn't matter, because somebody else will come in and they will not only bring what they purchase from you, but they'll bring other people with them as well. Because this is, like I said, it's an abundant blessing, so abundant that you can share it with the people that you love and care for the most. Your communications, you might find yourself having surprise communications with people or a specific person that you never imagined before. And for those of you that are single, like I said, you meet somebody in a, you know, a traditional type setting. And then the card that's just jumped out, the Emperor. So the Emperor brings you the fire. The Emperor brings you the piece of the element that you were missing. So you've got water, you've got air in the swords, you've got cups, again, more water. You've got the Queen of Pentacles, you've got earth there. And then finally you get the Emperor. And the Emperor is, you know, is ruled by the sign of Aries. It represents commitment. It represents what you choose to commit yourself to. It represents what you demonstrate a commitment for. You know, the Emperor was the absolute law. He was the final law. You know, he had advisors, he had a, you know, a partner, and he had somebody that was, you know, always somebody there to give advice or to be a sounding board. But the ultimate decision was always his. Excuse me, Pisces, this month, that's what you're being asked. You're being asked to be the authority in your own life. You're being asked to assert yourself in and of your own life. It's interesting because Mars is retrograde. Mars, the ruler of Aries, the Emperor, is retrograde in your 12th house at the moment, and will go from your 12th right back into your 11th and then come back again to work through the 12th. And, you know, Mars is a surgeon. It's about cutting away that, you know, things that do not serve. The 12th house is all about your past. It's all about your, you know, the deep, the subconscious, things that you need to let go, but also things that you're deeply attached to. It's your subconscious, and this is going to ask you to go really deep into who you are, to demonstrate exactly your own worth and to understand how to demonstrate that to other people. And it sees you getting committed. For those of you that are in long established relationships, this could be the month where if the other person hasn't done it, you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do it myself. Will you marry me? You know, and you will get a really positive answer. These are really great cards. It's a lovely blend, and you've got all four of the elements there with a lot of water energy, which means that, you know, water, the cups energy, that's your element. That puts you, you know, in a really powerful place because it means you're coming from your heart space. Really awesome cards here. Let me know how it plays out and pans out for you. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the email address below. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can do so on the link below. Check us out on Instagram, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. It really means so much. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing month, and I will see you very soon for more videos. Take care.